We got a new quarterback. We got Pfaff as the quarterback now. Barnhart's not in. Got a little handoff to number 34. Nice tackle out there. Who was that? 82 for Nekoosa. Nice tackle by Sean Sweet. Third down and about 7.5 yards to go. Time is called on the field. Papermakers trail by 7. 58 ticks left till halftime. Papermakers trailed 7-0 at the end of the quarter. Both teams have scored once in the second quarter. Both extra points in the second quarter were missed. That makes it 13-6 right now. If you've just joined us, the Papermakers have been moving the ball fairly well tonight. Through the air as much as on the ground. Mauston's been getting most of their yardage through the air. Third and a long 7. Man in motion. Here's the pitch back. It's going to be a halfback pass. Caught for a touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown pass, halfback option with 52 seconds left. Nineteen to 6 is your score now. Timeout is called. Halfback option pass. That's 3 touchdown passes Mauston's thrown tonight. Something I'm sure the Papermaker coaching staff will address at halftime. Now we'll line up and attempt the extra point. High snap, ball's down, kicks up, and good. Makes the score 20-6 in favor of the Golden Eagles. Just under a minute left till halftime. Green and Diaz back to receive this kick again. Pfaff will be kicking. Adams Friendship is at Poinnette tonight in another conference matchup. Lodi's at Westfield in the other conference game tonight. The Dells is playing a non-conference game at Marshall. Okay, here's Pfaff's kick. Whistles on the play. It's going to be offside, I'm pretty sure. They'll have to kick from 5 yards further back.
Offside on the Eagles.
Papermakers return men will move up to the 15-yard line. Pfaff's got a couple of nice kicks off tonight. Carlos Diaz has made 2 over-the-shoulder catches. Will look more like a center fielder out there than a kick returner, but he had good hands on both of them. That's all that matters, I guess. Here's the kick. Gonna come down to Green. Green takes it at the 20-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet, up to the 39-yard line. The Papermakers will take over there, 1st and 10. "46 seconds left till halftime." Papermakers have 2 wide receivers, Walsh and Thibodeau, I believe. One on each side of the formation. Here's a handoff to, I think, goodness. Is it 38? No, it's number 20, Ryan Wilhorn. He's going to be brought down for a loss on the play. Slight loss. We'll call it 2nd and 10. It's about 10.5 yards to go. To give the goodness. Oh, he loses his footing when he tries to cut at the 45-yard line. That's the end of the half. Here from Holland Field, Papermakers trail at halftime, 20-6 on 3 touchdown passes thrown by the Golden Eagles. The last one, a 20-yard halfback option pass with 52 seconds left till half. Papermakers' lone score came with 5:45 to go till half on a 6-yard run by Jared Arndt. So the score now is 20-6 at halftime. We'll be back with the second half of our contest tonight briefly, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Second half of our football game tonight. She just turned in. Nekoosa's on the trailing end of 20-6 score as we get ready to begin the second half. Papermakers will be kicking off to start the second half. Ryan Wilhorn will be kicking. Here's a short, high kick. It's going to come down at the 20-yard line. Ran straight upfield. A couple of broken tackles. Jason Schluter with the ball. It'll be 1st down and 10, Golden Eagles at their own 42-yard line. Two wingbacks, one running back. Here's a man in motion. This time the quarterback keeps the ball. He's got a man deep. In and out of the hands of number 80. I don't have his name. Coverage was provided by, I believe, Luke Frisch on the play. He kind of lost his footing a little bit, but the ball was too long from Bonnert. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 now. Pretty much the only success Mauston's had tonight has been through the air. Short gain on the play. About 3 yards. It'll be a 3rd down and about 7 yards to go now. Champlin, the lone running back. Here's the pass. Bonner's back to pass. He's got pressure. Now he's going to run upfield. Breaks it outside. Gets 1st down yardage. He's still on his feet. There's a penalty flag for a late hit. They'll tack on a few more yards. Ran out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, and with a late hit tacked onto that, they'll be down at least to probably the 20-yard line, if not the 15. Personal foul against the Papermakers, late hit out of bounds. That will move the ball down to the 20-yard line where there'll be a 1st and 10, Golden Eagles.
First and 10 for the Golden Eagles on the Papermakers 20-yard line.
Man in motion. Here's Bonnert's back to pass again. Now he's going to take off. Breaks another tackle. He heads for the corner. He's in for a touchdown. 20-yard scramble by the quarterback. Yard scramble at the 10:50 mark of the 3rd quarter. Opening drive for the Golden Eagles. And it was a short one. Bonner runs it in himself. Here's Pfaff's extra point attempt. It's up, it's good. Scores now 27-6 in favor of the Mauston Golden Eagles. Papermakers desperately need to get a score on the board here to get back in this ball game. It's still early. Couple big plays on that last series for Mauston on scrambles by the quarterback after he couldn't find any open receivers. Add on a penalty for a late hit. The rest is history, I guess. So Pfaff will be kicking off again to Green and Diaz, I believe, are the 2 deep men. The line drive kick comes to Green at the 12-yard line. He heads straight upfield. Spins, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, still on his feet. Gets all the way back to midfield before he's finally brought down. Nice run back by Cliff Green. 1st and 10 Papermakers at midfield. Hopefully that's the spark they need to get something going here. Thibodeau, the wide receiver, to the near side of the field. There's Kurst going to hand off instead. Nowhere to go. Maybe a loss on the play of a yard. Matt Goodness, the ball carrier. Be 2nd down and a long 10. Almost 11. Time's called on the field. We have an equipment problem in the Mauston defense. That's number 42. Had a problem with his helmet strap. Now he's all set to go. Now we got whistles and flags. We got somebody lined up in the neutral zone maybe. It's going to be against Mauston. It'll be 5 free yards. Offside, line up in the neutral zone. That's a no-no. 2nd down and 5 now for the Papermakers. There's a handoff to Goodness. Somebody gets him by the leg. Help arrives from the defensive unit, and he's brought down after a short gain. 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. Matt Walsh, the lone receiver, a wingback type receiver to the near side of the field. Kurst is back to pass. Now he's going to run. Spun out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Papermakers will have to punt here. 4th down and about 3 yards to go. Long 3. Frisch will be punting. And looks like Sizz will be back. Dustin Sizz will be back to receive this kick. He's the lone deep back. And he'll be inside the 15. It's a bad snap. Frisch gets the kickoff and he's knocked down. That'll be the Papermakers' ball. Nice run back, but it's all for naught because it'll be a roughing the kicker call against Mauston. That'll be a penalty and a 1st down for the Papermakers. They're still alive. We have an injured player on the field. A Papermaker is down. Timeout on the field. I don't know who it is. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Papermakers after we get things sorted out here. Well, the players being tended to, the officials will mark off the penalty. It'll be the Papermakers' ball. 1st and 10. They'll be at the 29-yard line of the Mauston Golden Eagles. High snap that Frisch tried to get off, and he was hit after he kicked. That'll be a penalty. It looks like we're going to be a while again, unfortunately. They've got EMS people looking after him now, so I think it might be a while. We'll see if they if he doesn't get up pretty soon, we'll have to cut away and come back, I would think. And it looks like, I think they're going for the ambulance now, so I think we'll take a break and come back. We don't really need to see this, I don't think, and especially in view of everything else that's been going on lately. So we're going to take a break and come back. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be back shortly. Ambulance is just leaving the field of play. We don't know the nature of the injury yet, but the injured Papermaker has been taken away in an ambulance. Back here, it'll be a 1st down and 10 following the roughing the kicker call on Frisch. Here's a snap. It's going to be a pass. Nice pass, wide open. Touchdown. 29-yard touchdown play for the Papermakers from Kurst to Walsh. 29-yard pass from Kurst to Matt Walsh. That comes at the 5:07.
Looks to me like, yeah.
9:07, I think. The 9:07 mark in the 3rd quarter. 27-12 now is the score. There's a keeper by Kurst. He breaks 2 tackles. bowls his way into the end zone for the two-point conversion. Makes the score 27-14 in favor of the Mauston Golden Eagles. Kirst calls his own number on the two-point conversion, keeps it, and scores. 27-14, Papermakers back in the game. There's only 10 Papermakers on the field right now on the kicking team. Now we got 11. Wilhorn will be kicking.
Back to receive with Jason Schluter and John.
Looks like Coughlin and Schluter back to receive the kick. Here's the kick. It's going to come down to Coughlin. He's going to run straight up the field. Breaks a couple tackles. He's still on his feet. Gets out past the 45-yard line where he's brought down. It'll be 1st and 10, Golden Eagles. Papermaker defense, seeing if they can stiffen up a little here. They got everything covered except them passes behind their secondary. The last score Mauston had was on a couple of scrambles, though. Here's a handoff to Sizz around the end. Cuts it upfield, crosses midfield, and gets down to about the 41-yard line before he's tackled. Should bring up another 1st down for the Golden Eagles. Dustin Sizz. See a senior? Yeah, we've seen him for the last few years. A lot of these names become familiar family names after 4 or 5 years of doing this. 2 wingbacks, single running back. That's Champlin. Here's the handoff to Champlin. Skirts along the line, finally cuts upfield. He's going to be brought down after about a 3-yard gain. Victor Champlin, another senior. They got a lot of seniors on this team. They lost a lot last year, but apparently they were all seniors and juniors because they got a mess of seniors again this year. It's a handoff around the left end. It's going to be good for 1st down yardage, looks like. Looks like all the way down to the 30-yard line. Should be another 1st down for the Golden Eagles. Papermakers have held their running game in check so far tonight, but they just a couple of huge chunks of yardage on them last 2 plays. Single running back again. That's Champlin. Comes a man in motion. They're going to hand off to the motion man. That's Sizz. He's going to cut upfield. There's going to be a penalty flag from the back. Offensive backfield, could be holding. Holding, yes indeed, against Mauston. They'll come back. Will still be 1st down, however, I believe. There's the flag. They're going to march off from the flag. Holding. It's going to move it back and make it about 15 yards to go for a 1st down. 1st and 15. The ball is now on the 46-yard line in Papermaker territory. Two backs, one wing back to the near side of the field. He's in motion. Handoff to Sizz. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He manages to fight forward for an extra yard or 2. Well short of the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 13 yards to go. Closer to 14, actually. Fullbacks on the far side. They send one of their halfbacks in motion. Sacked by number 38, Matt Goodness. Bonner couldn't scramble that time. Matt Goodness nails him all the way back at the 47-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and 20. Let's see, 3rd and 25, about 3rd and 26, 3rd and 27, somewhere in that area. First sack for the Papermakers tonight. The last 2 times, Bonner managed to scramble for big yardage, but he couldn't get away that time. 3rd and long. Bonner's looking to pass. It's complete. 1 tackle's broke. Ball carrier gets up to the 36-yard line. It's still going to be well short of a first down. It's going to be 4th down and about 16 yards to go still. That'll bring up Green and Diaz, I think. Faf's going to kick. Carlos Diaz is on the near side. Cliff Green's on the far side of the field. They stand at the 10-yard line and await this kick. Almost blocked again. Over Green's head and into the end zone. Papermakers take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The score is 27-14 in favor of the Mauston Golden Eagles. Jared Arndt's in the game now, along with Goodness in the backfield. Looks like Thibodeau was a split out to this side. Walsh looks like a wing back to the far side. I'm sure Schmidt's a tight end. Here's a handoff to Goodness. He's into the secondary, still on his feet. Fights for good yardage. 3 or 4 Golden Eagles had to bring him down that time. Going to get stopped short of the 35-yard line, but it's a first down. First and 10 Papermakers at the 33-yard line. Tight formation. Flanker back to the far side. Here's a handoff again. Is that Goodness again, or Jared Arndt was out in front blocking for him? Yes, indeed, Matt Goodness picks up another nice chunky yardage, about 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 now for the Papermakers. They're getting closer to midfield. 8 yards away from Eagle territory right now. Same formation. Handoff again. Goodness. First down yardage for Goodness. First and 10 Papermakers. Now they're at the 45-yard line, slowly moving down the field. Two wideouts this time. One of which is Sean Sweet. He's on the near side here. Kirsta's looking for him. He's got him. Breaks a tackle. In the Golden Eagle territory at the 43-yard line. Let's be another first down Papermakers. Another first down for Nekoosa. That pass to Sean Sweet has worked a couple times tonight for the Papermakers. And he's always got yards after catch on each occasion also. Thibodeau's out here this time as a wideout. Walsh is in motion. Handoff to Jared Arndt. He's not going to get anywhere. He's going to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and long. 2nd and about 12 yards to go now. 8:45 here in Nekoosa. 3:14 left in the third quarter. 27-14 is your score in favor of the Golden Eagles. 4 wide out set for the Papermakers. 1 lone back. I think that's goodness. It stays in the block. Wide open. Passes dropped by number 82, Sean Sweet. He had him. He had him over the middle at the 31-yard line, but he couldn't hang on to the ball. Now it's going to be a 3rd down and 12. That was first down yardage. That was a nice little 12-yard gainer if he could have held on. Two wideouts this time. Thibodeau's one of them. Walsh is on the other side. Kirst is back to pass. Now he's gonna pass. Complete to Schmidt at the 35-yard line. Greg Schmidt, that's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be about 3 or 4 yards short of a first down. It's going to bring up a 4th down now. 4th and 4. Kirst has shown the ability to throw on the run a couple times tonight. Just when you think he's going to have to tuck it in and run for his life, he unloads. I think Kirst is only a sophomore this year, too. A couple of sophomores in the lineup starting for the Papermakers. Going to keep, wants to pitch out. Now he pitches out to Goodness. Goodness breaks 2, 3 tackles. Drags men down the field with him. He's going to have a first down. Inspired running by Matt Goodness. Papermaker first down. Nice little option run by the Papermakers. Papermakers really starting to get it together here in this, what is it, our 4th game of the season, I guess now? Vastly improved team from the first time we saw them. It's deep, the man's open. That's a touchdown! 25-yard touchdown from Kirst to Thibodeau. Nice pass, he had him open. 25-yard touchdown at the 1:40 mark in the 3rd quarter. Sophomore to sophomore, Kirst to Thibodeau. Papermakers call timeout. That's a combination we might be hearing for the next few years. I got a feeling around here. Kirst to Thibodeau, remember that. Well, you're going to hear Kirst to Sweet and Kirst to Schmidt a few more times before the year's over, too. I believe, let's see, Sweet is a senior. And I think Greg Schmidt's a senior, too. Let's see. Yeah, he's a senior too. Okay, here's the extra point attempt by Ryan Wilhorn. Try to pull within 7 points here. Kicks up. Kick is good. Score now is the Mauston Golden Eagles 27. Your Nekoosa Papermakers 21. We still got 1:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Papermakers putting some pretty impressive passing statistics in the books tonight. You see that more and more in the South Central Conference if you've been watching the last few years. More and more teams are throwing the ball more and more. Kind of started with the Dells here a few years ago, and they got a new coaching staff, and it's kind of spread from there. Here's a kick, it's a line drive, takes a bounce, it's picked up at the 10-yard line, but straight upfield. Runner's going to be tackled at the 30-yard line. The Papermakers get a decent kickoff coverage on that play. Golden Eagles will take over at the 29-yard line in their own territory. Clock's winding down the third quarter here from Holland Field. Okay, Papermakers need a turnover now, get the momentum really swinging in their direction. Here's a handoff. Not much there. That's Sizz, number 41. Yes, it is. He's going to pick up across. He's going to get across the 30 to the 31. Second down and 8. It's a man in motion. Fakes to him. He's looking to pass. He's got a man deep. In and out of hands of number 81, the unknown receiver for us because we don't have him on our program. Coverage was provided by Ryan Thibodeau. Pass is incomplete. Nekoosa's doing a better job of covering those deep pass routes than they did in the first half. They do, however, usually give up several inches to the offensive end. Third down and 8. Papermakers trail by 7. We're near the end of the third quarter. It's a man in motion. He's going to get the ball. It's a reverse. He's got a corner. He cuts upfield. And he's finally going to be brought down in Papermaker territory. The old reverse. Little razzle-dazzle. If you remember, they did a halfback option pass in the first half of the game. Now they come back with a little reverse here in this half. Picks up good yardage for them. They're in Papermaker territory now. They have a first down at the 44-yard line. One, maybe 2 plays left in the quarter. Here's a handoff to Sizz. He's going to cut upfield. He's down. He fumbles, but he's down. And I think he's got an ankle sprain or something. He let go of the ball when he went down. He might have an ankle or a leg twisted. The way his left leg looks, is that Sizz, 41? Their senior running back. I'm gonna roll him over real gently. We can eliminate a leg injury, I guess, or a hip injury. It looks like his left arm. Gets up under with some help, I should say. Nice round of applause for Dustin Sizz, a senior running back for the Golden Eagles. And we'll see who replaces him in the lineup. It'll be I think second down and 3 when we get back to play. Let's see, when they come up the line of scrimmage, we'll try to set their backfield. I think Pfaff might be the quarterback now, number 5. He's going to replace Bonner at quarterback. Schluter's in there as a wingback. The handoff goes straight upfield. Be close to first down yardage. Should be good enough. 1st and 10, Golden Eagles. That's the end of the 3rd quarter from Holland Field. As we switch ends to begin the 4th quarter, the score here is the Mauston Golden Eagles 27, the Nekoosa Papers 21. We had a report earlier that Poynette was defeating Adams Friendship at halftime. Unofficially, the score was at 24-7, something like that. We don't have any other scores to report. Next week, Nekoosa at Westfield. Another new member in our conference this year. This Mauston team will have to travel to Poynette, who oh wait, I'm sorry, that's the week after next. That's the 28th. It's only the 14th today, isn't it? Next week, the Papermakers are listed as having a bye, but don't they go to Chicago or someplace next week?
They do next week.
That's next Saturday, I think. It's not on our schedule, but they have a game down there, kind of a last-minute deal they had set up. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10. Faf's back to pass. He has his man. It's complete. He's still on his feet. Brought down finally inside the 10-yard line. That looked like number 42, Champlin. Westfield plays Mauston next week. And the Dells is at Friendship, and Poynette is at Lodi. That's how it is. Okay, here's a handoff around the near end. Nice tackle. Was that Goodness that caught up with him from behind and knocked him down? That was Schluter, one of their wingbacks, carrying the ball. It's a 2nd down now and goal from the 5-yard line. Very early in the 4th quarter here. Papermakers trailed by 7. It's a handoff straight ahead. He's not going to make it. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. This would be a huge stand for the Papermakers. 3rd and goal. I think they just might go over that number 77, Randy Gillen. We told you earlier he was honorable mention All-State. He's a big kid. He's, I don't know if he's Division I material or not, but he's the biggest kid out there, that's for sure. Comes out, lines up as a right tackle. They're going to go the opposite way, and he's not going to make it either. It's going to be a 4th down. They go away from the big tackle, run to the opposite side of the field from them. They don't get it. It's going to be 4th and goal, and they're still a good 3 yards away from the end zone.
Congratulations on that 50-50 winner to Dr. Price for $95.75.
Timeout on the field is called by Mauston. A little confusion as to what they want to do with 4th and goal staring at them at the 3-yard line. Been an entertaining game tonight so far. Papermakers have clawed their way back into the game with some nice passing and timely running. Now they got Mauston down at the 3-yard line. They've got them 4th and goal. Mauston's going to go for it. Oh no, they're going to try a field goal. But Pfaff's the holder. No, Pfaff's the kicker. I'll get it straight. This could be a fake. You never know. You always got to be ready. Anything can happen in high school football. High snap. There it is. He fakes it, picks it up. He don't make it. He doesn't make it. I don't know if that was a fake or not. If that was intentional or Papermakers hold huge defensive stand. I don't know if he was. I think he picked that up because if he tried to kick it, he was going to get smothered. I don't think they intended to fake that, but irregardless, the Papermakers got the ball. They are 96 yards away from a touchdown. They trail by 7 points, and we have just under 10 minutes left in the game. Papermakers got 2 wideouts. Here's a handoff. Goodness springs loose from the line of scrimmage and picks up a few yards, about 5 or 6. I guess it's closer to 4 than 6. 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Walsh is a split receiver to the near side of the field. It's a handoff to Arndt. Arndt finds a hole at the line of scrimmage, gets out past the 10-yard line. They'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Papermakers. 3rd and about 2 yards to go. Same formation. Walsh is over here. Schmidt's over here. Handoff up the middle. The runner was met by Gillen, 77 on the play, and now we got somebody from Mauston getting up slow. Is that Gillen? No, that's not him. It's going to be a 4th down for the Papermakers. Oh, they lost a little bit of yardage on that play. 4th and 3, they're going to have to kick. And Pfaff will await the kick at the 40-yard line. Papermakers could have used a little more breathing room there. The punter, Frisch, is standing on the goal line. We need a good snap. Got to have a good snap. We get a good snap. Partially blocked maybe. Bounces out of bounds at the 45-yard line. I don't know if that was partially blocked or not. They had penetration. He had to hurry to kick. I thought the ball bounced out on this side of the 45, but they spotted on the other side. Pretty much astride the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Golden Eagles. They lead this game by 7 points. Papermakers have fought back from a 20-6 deficit and make the score 27-21. There's a handoff up the middle, straight ahead running, I should say, between the tackles pretty much now. Goes for a few yards. Two-yard gain, 2nd down and 8. A handoff to 22. Goodness almost has him. Cuts upfield. There's a flag, another flag. 2 flags on the play. That ball was handed off to John Coughlin. I think he's the guy that's taken Siz's place since he was injured. Holding against the white team. That would be Mauston. It's going to bring him back 10 yards from the flag, I think. Yep, there's the infraction. 10 yards back from there. It's going to be 2nd down and 14. Ball's back now at the 48-yard line. Relatively penalty-free game from the Nekoosa standpoint. They did have one late hit, but I think they might have had a holding, but they haven't had a lot of penalties tonight. Here's a little hand off to 34. Jason Schluter, he runs up the back of his interference, which was number 2, Barnhart. He picks up about 3 yards, brings up a 3rd down and 11. Six and a half minutes. Papermakers are a touchdown and a double extra point away from the lead against a Mauston team that comes in ranked in the state. There's a Pfaff back to pass. Now he steps up. Now he has to run for his life. He's being chased by Arndt. He's finally knocked out of bounds by number 39. Is that Roll? But not before he picks up a 1st down. That's too bad. Ty Roll knocks him out of bounds. He was running for his life. That's the 3rd time tonight a Mauston quarterback has had to run for his life and has picked up a huge chunk of yardage. It's a 1st and 10 now. The ball is at the 31-yard line. That wingman in motion, he's going to get the ball. Breaks a tackle. That was number 34 with the ball. Schluter. Picks up about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6. So hand off to 81, a guy we don't have a name for. He's going to be stopped short of the 1st down marker. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3 or 4. Is that 81? Let's see. Brad Byers that was that time, 81. We do have a name for that number. It's another senior. Schluter comes into the game with a play. He'll line up as wingback on the far side of the field. See if he comes in motion. Here he comes, and there he gets the ball. Cuts upfield. He has 1st down yardage. No flags. Should be a 1st and 10. Yes, it is. Under 4 minutes, under 5 minutes left in the game, 4:46 to be exact. Pfaff brings everybody up to the line of scrimmage. He's still your quarterback. It's a man in motion. It's a handoff to Byers. He's going to bowl his way down inside the 10. He might have another 1st down. He's going to be stopped just inside the 10. It'll be 2nd and about 1 yard to go. Ball is right on the 10-yard line. The man in motion again. He's going to give it to him again. I think that Schluter spins down to the 5. Number 34, Jason Schluter, another senior running back. They've got a lot of hands they can give the ball to on this Mauston offense, and they like to spread it around. They don't even run the same quarterback every play. Lately, though, it's been Pfaff pretty much the whole second half. Robert Bonnert started at quarterback. I don't know what happened to him or if it's their plan to change quarterbacks. That's Beyer. He's in from 5 yards out. Brad Byers. That comes at the 3:16 mark in the fourth quarter. Extra point attempt is good. Makes the score 35-21 now in favor of the Golden Eagles. Just over 3 minutes left in the game. Green and Diaz back to await the kick. Pfaff's a little late getting out on the field. He'll be kicking off. Here's Pfaff's approach and his kick. It's going to come down to Diaz just outside the 10-yard line. He comes straight upfield. Be Papermakers ball, 1st and 10 at, let's see, the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Papermakers have just over 3 minutes to score twice if they want to win this game. First back to pass. Now he has to step up. He's being chased. Complete. Breaks the tackle at midfield. There's a flag on the play. It's not going to count. Was complete to Ryan Wilhorn. He gets all the way down to about the 35-yard line. They're going to bring it back because I think Doug Kirst was past the line of scrimmage when he threw that football. Now we're going to have a conference, but I do believe that Kirst was past the line of scrimmage that time. He's cut it close a couple times. Let's see. No penalty on the play. Flag is waved off. First down, Papermakers. They got the ball. Let's see. He finally was brought down at the 41-yard line. I thought they were going to call Kirst for being past line of scrimmage, but apparently he wasn't. They waved off the flag. I don't know what else the penalty could have been. Anyway, Papermakers got the ball. 1st and 10. They're in Golden Eagle territory. There's a give, straight ahead running. I think that was Goodness, I'm not sure. It's going to be a 2nd down and about 5 yards to go. Ball's outside the 35-yard line. 4 wide receiver set again for the Papermakers. Kirst, he's back to pass again. He's going deep. He's got a man. Picked off. Picked off inside the 5-yard line. He was going for Wilhorn. I think it was Pfaff that was sitting back there playing center field that picked it off. He had Wilhorn. He had Wilhorn open, and he underthrew him a little bit, and it was picked off. Need a little more air underneath that ball. That'd have been 6 points for Nekoosa. As it is, they give the ball back to Mauston deep in their own territory. Still 2.5 minutes left in the game. Mauston's inside their own 5-yard line. It's a handoff to the motion man. There's a penalty flag. Might be a hold, might be a face mask. Holding against Mauston. Going to move the ball back now to about the two-yard line, somewhere in there. Still going to be a first down. Papermakers can get them for a safety. They can get the ball back, at least. 2 points and the football. Double wing back formation for the Eagles. One man in motion. Here's a handoff straight ahead. Fumble. It's a fumble. Champlin coughed up the football. Let's see. They're going to say that the Golden Eagles recovered it. They're going to move it back inside the 10-yard line. Second down and 5 yards to go. Picked up a couple yards on the fumble. Under 2 minutes now left in the game. It's a handoff again, straight ahead running. He'll be short of a first down. Timeout on the field with 1:20 left in the game. Nekoosa calls a timeout. Papermakers put up a good fight tonight against a ranked team. It appears like it won't quite be enough, however, but like I say, they're a vastly improved team from the first game we did here.
Sure was.
And we're seeing some good performances from some young kids, some sophomores, namely the quarterback, Doug Kirst, and also Ryan Thibodeau, a sophomore receiver. Roll. He's a sophomore. We've mentioned his name a couple times tonight. He's had a pretty good game. Matt Goodness is only a junior. He's got a lot of carries tonight for the Papermakers. Third down and short. Minute and 20 left in the game. It's a handoff. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but I think he's going to get enough for a first down. He's across the 15. He's got enough for a first down. And he does. First and 10. 1:11 left. Papermakers leave the state next weekend to play, and we're not sure what the name of the school even is. I heard some rumors, but for instance, I heard it was an all boys school. 700 kids. I don't know if any of that's even true or not, but take it for what it's worth. But it'll be a long drive. Okay, here we go. 1:11 left in the game. Pfaff is still your quarterback. He's got a full house backfield. He takes a knee. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. Papermakers won't be calling any more timeouts. A couple more knees and that'll be the end of the game. Papermakers will wind up losing tonight 35-21, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Papermakers were down 20-6 at one time. Fought back to make it 27-21, but Byers for the Golden Eagles scored on a 5-yard run with 3:16 left in the game to put it out of reach. Papermakers have displayed some passing offense tonight for us. 8 seconds now. That's the last play of the game. 3. That's the game, folks, right there. 0 time. Very nice effort put forth by the Papermakers tonight. Very nice. Jared Arndt scored on a 6-yard run. That opened up the scoring for the Papermakers. At the time made the score 7-6. Let me see here. Like I say, there were 2 unanswered scores by the Golden Eagles at halftime. The score was 20-6. They came out right away. The Golden Eagles did to start the second half to score to go ahead 27-6. Then the Papermakers came to life. They scored on a 29-yard pass from Kirst to Walsh at the 9:07 mark. 2-point conversion by Kirst was good. Then they scored again at the 1:40 mark on a 25-yard pass from Kirst to Thibodeau, and at that time the score was 27-21. Papermakers are right in. However, they couldn't score in the 4th quarter. The Golden Eagles, like I said, tacked on a score with 3:16 left in the game to put the game pretty much out of reach. So the Papermakers drop one tonight, 35-21 to the Golden Eagles. Next week, the Papermakers will be someplace in Illinois, Chicago somewhere playing. I wish I could tell you where, but I'm sorry I can't. So we'll be back in a couple weeks with another game. If you can make it down to watch them play in Chicago, please do. Fan support counts for a lot in high school athletics. But anyway, until the next time we see you with our next Papermaker broadcast, please everyone take care, and God bless you all, and then we'll see you in a couple weeks.